So Nvidia came out last night and basically saved the entire world's economy. I mean, they're propping up the S&P. Everything's just ripping now. These altcoins, or especially the AI tokens, are really turning green. We got so much to look at today, guys, but it is exciting because we might be getting teed up for a super fun weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday could be great. So the entries we're going to look at today could be the ones that tee us up for a nice little move coming in. So what have I got today? Well, we're obviously talking about some of these AI tokens. We're looking at some targets on Render and Fetch. Then I've got updates on 𝗖𝗢𝗘𝗘. Then we're looking at something called Beam. We're looking at Vitalik's mom. Again, if you can guess what that is. Then we got Welsh and ApeCoin and another a WEN token, and I've got a few others up my sleeve here. So much to talk about. I'm very excited about this one. Let's see how we go. I see Johnny in the chats. Dylan won't leave his trailer until his beard is just right. That's correct. We spend time on these beards. You must see. We love our beards. Look at this guy. There's Head of Likes. I don't know what the fuck's going on over there, but he'll tell us about it a bit later. But he's also got a nicely cut, fresh beard over there. I'm not sure what he's playing at there. He's maybe long on some AI and things like that. We're getting into the spirit here. I mean, look at these AI tokens. Wild, 36%, Render 23, Fetch 22, GRT is 23% up. I mean, it's actually ridiculous what is going on here. So let's look at these AI tokens. Let's look at Nvidia and let's just break down what exactly happened last night. If you were sleeping for the past 24 hours, well, everything has just exploded if it's AI related. So let's just look at what actually happened here. This is the 𝗘𝗫𝗖𝗟𝗪𝗑. It's a nice little channel to follow on Twitter, and they're basically explaining what's going on here. But they beat expectations by 10%, and these guys absolutely ripped. It's something like a $1.7 trillion company, and they posted 265% revenue growth and 765% EPS growth. I mean, this is out of this world what is going on here. And then to top it all off, they've also been buying back their stock, so that is like super bullish for these type of things. And what did they do? Well, this is the weekly, but on the daily, this thing has gapped up. So you can see yesterday we were talking, this 2618 region was our potential rejection zone, and it's no surprise that it stopped there right into earnings. It was pinging on this area here, getting ready to either dump or pump based on the type of results they were going to give us. And now it's just absolutely ripping. I mean, look at this thing on the daily. It's actually comical. There's nothing better as a stock trader, and you never get this feeling when you trade crypto because these markets are open 24 hours. But I can tell you what, the feeling of euphoria when you open up when the stock market opens up the next day and you're sitting in positions and it's gapped up, I don't think you can beat that feeling. Look, it doesn't help when it gaps down and you're sitting in a position and it gaps over your stop loss. That's always a fun experience. But I must tell you, when things gap up like this and you got your trade right, you actually feel invincible. You feel like the best trader in history. It's a feeling you guys have to understand. And I would definitely, if you're not playing around in some stocks, I would definitely recommend it, because it's quite a rush when these type of things happen. Ben says, sound the bullhorn. I still haven't fixed my bullhorn sound. Tell me you can hear that. And I do have the whip, because when things are bullish, we pull out the whip. I mean, that is just the rules. Okay, guys, let's get into the first AI pump. Well, here's an AI pump, the S&P 500. Look how this thing is getting propped up. I mean, we had the Dixie pumping today. There was some economic data that came out. It wasn't so great, and the Dixie started pumping, but the S&P 500 doesn't care. And they just said getting propped up by this Nvidia news and things like that. So long may it last. It's very good for sentiment. I would say it's very good for crypto, as long as these things are ripping up and sentiment is good. So, tech tech sentiment, these type of things, crypto sentiment, they all seem to run hand in hand here. And S&P looking very good at the moment. And again, the bears are just getting absolutely wrecked. I've jumped out of the way of this train. I tried to short this thing a couple of times, got slapped around, got rinsed out. And now we're just going to leave it. We're going to let it do its thing. You know, it's like a wild ball. We're not going to get in the way. But what we really need to look at, I mean, and this is just an absolute thing of beauty. If you guys are sitting in a fetch position, I'm so happy for you. You know, you can't beat this feeling with fetch ripping like this. And now it looks like we're about to blow all-time highs here on fetch right now. And I mean, these are the moments we wait for. And I mean, how long have we been sitting in fetch? Since October 21, it pinged all-time highs. And here we go. I mean, if this isn't the start of a potential alt season, then fuck me. I don't know what is. And here comes fetch. So upside targets, if you are sitting in fetch, right now, you are pinging a major region. Obviously, it's a major region. It's all-time highs, okay? But you can see how this thing is now potentially going to squeeze up because everyone's getting very clever here. And they're going to start trying to short these tokens at these type of areas. So what generally happens if you don't, or you're not familiar with it, you'll find that there's a lot of stop losses just above these areas. And if the market keeps buying these tokens, what happens is the people that are trying to short, they have to buy their positions back and they keep sending the price higher and higher. And that's essentially what a squeeze is. So what we're going to look for here as bulls, and all is not lost. You know, if fetch is going to come up and reach this upside target that I've marked for you guys, let's just get this back in line here. If it's going to come up and reach this upside target here of 1.9, it's not going to do that in a straight line. It's going to take a little bit of time. And, you know, as far as entries are concerned, we will get those when the time is right. But right now, the bulls, what are you looking for? You're looking for this pop now. You're looking for the squeeze. And the real test is going to be when, if the buyers are going to step back in, when there is a retest here after that squeeze. So that is going to be ideally what you're going to look for. And your next potential pullback area is going to be about 1.05. So fetch traders, okay? Big resistance zone here. Understand that. If it does pop through, expect some kind of pullback, you know, quite quickly onto a support region. The real test for you is going to be on that pullback. And then upside for me for fetch, I don't see why we won't push 1.618 here on this next move. So another potential 50 odd percent, 50 to 60% here for fetch, looking very interesting. If you are looking for an entry, remember, you are hot now. Things are hot. The best way you're going to do this is to dial in 15 minutes, that sort of thing. See how it's reacting in these regions, proper degen play stuff. But it is something that can play out. Now, remember, we might also have this period of consolidation and things like that. So it's not going to be, well, I highly doubt it's going to be a straight line. You might see something along these lines and then a little break there, then some more consolidation, things like that. And we're going to play that trip up to the 1.618. But if you're in fetch, fuck, I'm so happy for you guys. This thing is absolutely ripping, and well done for anyone trading fetch. And the same for the render traders. I mean, isn't this, I just love these green candles. I mean, it just makes me so happy when we see these moves like this. And render now pushing all-time highs. I remember the euphoria. We were here. We were in this move. November 21, it was euphoric. I think there was a Seoul conference around the time. Everything was beautiful, and we're back here revisiting the 8s for render. And what's going to come after that? Well, again, we're gonna apply the same thing, and you guys can do this on all of your charts. It's a very simple thing. When these tokens are in price discovery, and you saw how it worked for Nvidia and all these other tokens, when they're in price discovery, it's a very simple play here. You're going to pull a fib from that all-time high to the lows. And then you want to make sure you pull out the 1.618 fib. So you're going to go to your settings in TradingView, and you want the there it is. You want the 1.618 fib, and there it is set there for us right now. And our potential upside target, 13 or 14 for render, starting to look like a potential reality. Now, again, not in a straight line. So, you know, if you're FOMOing in now, it's a little bit tricky, a little bit risky, because you are buying a green candle. So what you want to do is we're going to get a period of consolidation, and whatever render is going to give us, and there will be around 2, there will be around 3, there will be around 4, and there's no rush here. So don't panic. You haven't missed anything. I mean, look, you've missed you've missed like a 60% pumpage, but you know, all is not lost here. And we will get our opportunity. So just be patient with these tokens. And remember, crypto is crypto, and crypto likes and loves a little narrative change. So right now it's all about AI. Don't forget about the tokens that have been very quiet over the last couple of weeks. I'm talking AVAX, Sol. I'm talking a couple of these others as well. Eventually, that attention is going to come back. Link, have we even spoken much about Link other than that little trade we gave yesterday, and all these types of things? So remember, the next narrative will come. And, you know, these things are going to be popping off for you. And if you've missed this one, at some point, you're going to get another one. And these things are going to cook for you. So, guys, just hang in there. And, geez, I'm happy for you guys. And Away is talking about spell. And I've got this spell for you. Before I'm gonna tell you. Okay, here's spell. I'm gonna tell you guys just now. Okay, so stick around. I'm gonna tell you about an indicator that I use that gives us an edge, that helps us identify when these things are going to rip. And I've got a token that I'm looking at the moment that's potentially going to rip for us as well, but we just need to get over a couple of hurdles. So I'm going to explain this to you guys shortly. So just hang around. We've got a lot to talk about today and a lot to get through, but I'm going to explain this to you and I'm going to show you that indicator and how it can work for you. Right. Let's move on to ETH things. Okay, no, let's first look at these guys. I mean, this is the best. Okay, ECB, European Central Bank officials, they're saying Bitcoin's fair value is still zero. I mean, this is like a level of comedy that I haven't seen in a while. So they still think the value is zero. I mean, these are the same guys that saying that there's value in gold and all these things. And I mean, the value, you know, as far as I'm concerned, is because everyone says it is. Okay, so gold's valuable because we say it is. And right now, it appears that the market finds Bitcoin rather valuable. So, you know, they can maybe go and sit back in the dust coins, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to these guys. When they eventually wake up to these things, they're going to be talking about Litecoin, they're going to be talking about XRP, they're going to be talking about Ethereum Classic, and we're still going to be trading Welsh and Wen and all these other shit coins that they haven't even heard about. And they're going to be stuck in the dark ages of crypto. They seem so far behind. But anyway, that's a discussion for another day. But a little bit of comedy there. And then this one is very interesting to me. Bitcoin's hit all-time highs in 15 countries already. Now, remember, we've had so much dollar strength over the years and over the last few years. And this is why it's now popping off. It's not at all-time high in dollar terms, but it's at all-time high against some of these other currencies at the moment. So things are getting pretty wild out there, especially with this dollar strength. Irene says I should never stop. Fahad says I always miss the pumps. Fahad, I must tell you a secret. A lot of people miss the pumps. And, you know, you do get the guys flashing the P&Ls and things like that. But, you know, if you were trying to trade AI tokens yesterday, okay, it was so 50-50 because nobody knew what these results were going to be unless you were an absolute insider on these NVIDIA results. So nobody actually knew. And if those results were bad, I'm telling you now, these AI tokens would have ripped down 15 to 20% just as quickly. So, you know, the guys were very scared to be climbing into these moves, especially at that sort of risky moment. So maybe as the news came out, they would have jumped into it and things like that. That is one of the options, obviously, but very, very difficult trade. Zira says this music keeps me going. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Let's see. The Crypto Legend says, is Sheldon trading? I know he's fiddling around a little bit. I have seen him in Sniper Club. He's around. He's looking at the charts. But remember, he's on honeymoon. Well, Shelby's on honeymoon, relaxing. He's on the beach. He's swimming in the ocean. He's being all married. He's being all loved up and things. So hopefully he's going to come back super refreshed and super pumped, because we might be getting a massive altcoin move in the next couple of days. So looking forward to that. And if he gets back in time for this altcoin move, I mean, it's just going to be great. We're going to be euphoric. Okay, so here's my first test for you guys. I put a poll out in the chats there, and what I want to know is, where's Bitcoin going to be at the halving? Because I tell you what, Pantera Capital said it's going to be slightly above 35k at the time of the halving. So there is a poll right now here in YouTube. Okay, so let me click. Oh, there I am. There's me. Okay, there's a poll running right now. Okay, 440 votes, guys. Keep the votes coming in. 55% are saying round about the 50k region, and 18% are saying just above 35k. Okay, this is very interesting because I'm getting ready to open my Coincall option. Yes, we're doing it again. We're opening more options here, and I'm going to open another Coincall BTC option, and I just want to see how these votes come out. And again, I'm probably going to be at your mercy here. So let's see how these votes come through at the moment. If you guys want to take this option with me and with the vote and everyone that's doing it, jump into the link in the description. There's a whole shopping list here. Coincall is at the top for you. There's free airdrops and endless giveaways. You can trade options on Coincall. Then there's all these other exchanges that you've seen me trade in, and also a big one, guys, the Sniper Club. If you want to be involved in the Sniper Club, see my charts and all these things, get involved with signals, get involved with airdrops, all these things that we're doing exclusively for the Sniper Club members. There is a link in the description, and just jump in there and jump into the shopping list. Okay, let's go BTC. Here we are, 8 hour. This is our BTC range, and nothing has really changed. So they keep testing us and we keep sweating out. But while they've been testing us in the last couple of hours, or in the last 24 hours, we have noticed that the dominance is dropping slowly, and these altcoins are holding some of their levels that we looked at yesterday. So a lot of those trades that we gave yesterday, they actually took off. And on this latest pullback, they held their levels nicely. They printed higher lows, and they were looking okay, you know. So that's telling us the dominance is coming down, and there's potentially a little bit of action coming again for some of these altcoins. So key levels you need to watch today. What is important for us as traders for the next 24 hours? What do we need Bitcoin to do? Number one, I would say keep your eyes on this mini range low here, 50,500. This is a big zone for us. If we dip into this area, we want to see it get bought up, and you know, continually they can just do this maybe until Monday. I mean, you can see where this chart is. Where does this take us? Sunday, the 3rd of March, could take us all the way to this trend line. I mean, if they range it like that until the 3rd of March for 10 days, we could get some proper fireworks here on these altcoins if they're going to play ball. So eyes on this nice little tight range. This is a good little vibe for us. And we do have a liquidation heat map, and I always find this fun to look at. We haven't pulled this up in a while, but I do find it very interesting here. The shorts are currently outweighing the longs on BTC. So looks like there's a lot more fun to be had for the guys if they want to push BTC up to even the 53K level, which is that current range high that we're looking at, or even up to 54,500. So a nice little big juicy region up here to come and take out these shorts and just liquidate a couple of those bears and just punish them for being so bearish. And then long term, I mean the longers, the bulls, liquidations down to nice little areas around about 50K, and you can see that's just above this current range region. So why is that happening? Well, it's because everyone's putting their stops and all these things just under that level because they think they're very smart and they got their stop losses there. And these guys like to come for a little stop hunt, push it down. And the same with the bears, their stops are sitting just a little bit higher. And here they are in this region here, and they're going to come and hopefully smash these bears out and see what we get. So eyes on these two levels. These are the most important levels. If we do get a harder dip, then I think these altcoins are going to sweat, and 49,400, that sort of region, 49,500 is our next stop zone on BTC. But right now, eyes on this range. If we've got this range and we've got dominance behaving, then I'm saying we're cooking. And you can see dominance has been bleeding down since yesterday, so enjoying this at the moment. And we are testing the 50-day moving average one more time. Okay, this is now our second bite at this 50-day moving average. If we start breaking below this, that's going to open up a little fun weekend for us. Remember, if you're new to this trading altcoins and things like that, we want dominance to fall down. That means the altcoins are chilling. That means the altcoins are getting a little bit of juice and a little bit of energy. And as dominance drops, it's way better for the altcoins. And you can see my little watch list here on the right, which was very red earlier today, is turning nice and green. So that could be a nice little sign for us. And I see Filecoin is up 7%. We haven't looked at that one in the last while. Okay, so ETH news. Okay, we're still bullish on ETH. You saw yesterday's pullback, what was going on with ETH. ETH was just holding out. It was just so bullish and just being super strong and reliable. And then we've got stock money lizards telling us, now you've seen this before, the Gaussian channel of altcoins has turned green. Okay, so we've got bullish ETH. We've got stock money lizards telling us the Gaussian channel has turned green. You can call it whatever channel you want, but if the guy's going to show me some green, I'm listening. And it's looking quite good at the moment. And ETH BTC, that's another big one for us to look. So these are all indicators for us, telling us what is potentially going to be happening here in the market. And 2 days ago, we were looking at ETH BTC, and we noted that ETH BTC had just broken the 100-day and the 50-day moving average. And here it is, just down here. And that was now our new support base that they had created for us there. Now, the next level was to blow the 200-day moving average, the 200-week moving average, and the trend. And ETH is on it. ETH is on the mission, and looks like we are cracking this right now. So this is now a massive area to watch. The last time we blew the 200-day moving average, it was a fake out, and they sent us back to the depths of hell, and it was pain and it was suffering. And we felt that burn. We felt that burn all the way down. So eyes on this current break of the 200-day MA and that 200-week. And just something notable, the last time we touched, in March 23, we touched the 200-day MA, we rejected. We touched it again, April, we rejected. We touched it May, we rejected, okay? We touched it January this year, we rejected. Is this time different? Really? Is this time different? Let's ask Mr. AI. Is this time different, Mr. AI?
I think we should keep going.
This time is different, according to Head of Likes. Head of Likes likes it. Okay. Who else is in the chats here? Let's see how everybody's going. Did anybody take some of these trades yesterday that I set up, that I gave you guys? Let me know. Guillem was looking for AVAX. Thomas says he missed it again. What? Did you miss the bullhorn? Or did you miss the trade? Guys, for those of you that don't know, Thomas in the chats actually made me this bull sound. So he's a bit of a celebrity here in the chats. He makes these cool sounds for us. Javier's in Link. Okay, nice one. Abonay's in Injective. Nice one. PJ Fox says hello there. I don't know if that's a token. Oh no, he says he was offline. Okay, yeah, Rune is still holding. Yeah, guys, so remember, it's all now, it's been about ETH and it's been about these AI tokens, but your chance is going to come. If the alts are going to run, your chance is coming. Okay, just be patient. Your chance is coming. Okay, let's see. Rock says this is the best channel. How about what?
What's going on with the likes?
I don't know, Ray. It looks like you can't see anything right now. Okay, so if you guys like the content, okay, if you like the content, okay, and you find this entertaining, or you find this helps you make money, or whatever, if you like it, hit the like button. Okay, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. There you go. Listen to the man with the goggles on. Guys, if you like the content, like and subscribe. You know the drill. I hate having to tell you that, but I'll tell you. Just like and subscribe. Okay, let's see. Yonko says raise a bit stone. Okay, so James says thanks for the reinforcement. Spell blew up. What else we got? Chris says there's not enough like buttons. Okay, guys, I love the vibe in the chats here. I always have so much fun reading your chats and your comments here. Okay, remember, we are here to have fun, and it helps when these altcoins are pumping. We have way more fun. Okay, let's get stuck into ETH. Let's just try and understand where we are with ETH, and it's printing a nice little candle at the moment. So there's a little bit of pressure on this 4-hour candle, buying pressure, and nothing has really changed. So what I've done for you is I've created our own little fun line for ETH. So this could be very interesting, because when we see ETH perhaps starting to range as well, that could be a sign that some of these altcoins are starting to fire and starting to pop off for us. So that is something we can keep our eyes on. But what I do love was the fact that ETH held this 2,870 region. It was a tiny little range zone. It was a tiny little high that we were trying to hold. And they came through so strong for us at 2,860, and they really held that. So that's a massive marker now for us, for ETH traders. If you long ETH, that's a nice little area of interest to look for buys, and it's a very simple play here. We are super bullish ETH as long as we're holding these levels, as long as we're holding this rising trend. We are cooking, and I think if we're going to have fun this weekend and things are going to blow, we're going to be looking at ETH round about this 3,300 level. And why do I think that? Well, look at this. Here's a little heat map, liquidation heat map, and the bears are getting clever again. Okay, you saw Run yesterday. He said he got wrecked. Why did he get wrecked? Because he was trying to be clever. Okay, he was trying to short the AI market. Okay, and taking chances. And I think you saw his tile. I'm not sure if he used that tile, but I saw one of the tile options was him with a plaster on his head and all these things. And he tried to short, he tried to short a bullish market. And I would advise against shorting a bullish token like Ethereum. But here we are at the liquidation heat map. At 3,040, there's a nice, fat, juicy liquidation zone. So to me, that tells me the market makers and everybody can have a lot more fun if they just want to send ETH up and just blow through this liquidation heat map. You can see we've got a nice juicy region here from 3040 up to even around 3100, and that should create a little bit of momentum for these ETH longers and the ETH bulls to really start getting stuck in. And I think that's the momentum we're going to need. Just this little pop here, just to wipe out the bears, then that little pullback, and then I think we're going to run into this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, potentially, and really push that 3,300. Now, that 3,300 level is a 786 fib pool, if I remember correctly. Let's just double check. Let's just make sure that we are on point here with our targets. When you're ready. Okay, there we go. It's a 618. Okay, it's the 618. It's the corresponding 618. Now remember, BTC blew through that 618 ages ago. Okay, now it's the turn for the altcoins. It's time for these altcoins to have a go. And this is our 3,360 level. So 3.3 to 3.4, that is our target at the moment for ETH. So if we blow through that liquidation zone and we rinse out those bears, and I mean rinse the bears out, then we are looking for that nice little move up to this 3.4 and 3.3 to 3.4. And remember, key support for us for ETH, that 2,860 level. And we got to go one level lower down because you never know. Okay, you never know. So let's just look at one level lower for ETH just to make sure we've covered all our bases here. Come on, come on, come on. It's a grind here. It's a grind here with all these tabs open. Okay, so our next big level for ETH that we're watching, 2.7. Okay, and then that's going to look something like this. We lose our trend. Okay, we get our bounce, and the disaster begins, and we turn bearish. And Pantera Capital gets their wish of Bitcoin at 35K in April, and that's the story it's going to tell, and that's how easy it's going to be to see the story playing out. We lose these fund lines, and Pantera Capital, so don't forget, here they are, they're going to see their BTC slightly above 35K at the time of the halving. Okay, so have you guys signed up to this Coincall yet? So let me know if you in the chats, have you signed up to Coincall, because you can take this option with me. Let's see how these votes are going. 54%. Okay, still like it at the 50K region. Okay, let's look at the pricing quickly at the 50K region. I think it's going to be less fun. Okay, so that would be a little bit down. So we're going to buy a put to 50, call it 50K. So let's see where break even is here. Let's see. Break even. Yeah, this is, oh wait, we want to get expiring. Okay, we want to buy a put option. Okay, BTC expiring at the end of April. Okay, and let's just see the price. Break even's got to be round about 50. Okay, let's see. There we go. So there's one at 50.050. Let's see if okay, so buying a put option. Let's see what it says. 47K, you make 30%. 45K, you make 50%. 42K, you make 81%. So that's not very fun. Guys, I need more fun. Okay, I want something like, you know, something extreme. We got to go lower. We got to go like just above 35, like they're saying. Okay, look at this one. This one is 358% if BTC is at 36K. Now that's fun. Okay, and if we call it doing a call option and we're saying BTC is at all-time highs, then we're looking at let's say around 64K. And let's see what that is. That's 110%. Okay, so these are the two options. I need the fun option. So let's see how our vote's going at the moment before we get into the next token. Okay, so we got just above 35K is 20%. Above all-time highs is 27%. Okay, okay, keep them coming in. We're going to take this one together, and hopefully we can get this options situation right. Now, I'm going to show you this indicator that I told you about. Now, here's a token. This is Vitalik's mom. Don't forget. Okay, so if ETH is going to pump, you know, Vitalik's going to pump his bags, and it makes sense that he helps his mom pump her bags. And here's METIS on the 12 hour. This is, we know some of the guys are bullish on METIS, and I did post this idea in on Twitter earlier today. So there it is. I did say, and I gave you guys a little bit of a tip as to what was happening. So follow me there on Twitter at the Lord of Entry, and basically, there's a couple of the things that I'm interested in here for METIS. So if you look at it with my normal charting that I like to do, it's pretty clear for us what needs to happen. We've got a 50-day moving average here in the way, okay? We do have a higher low printed. Things are looking a little bit bullish here while we push into this trend region. But what do we want to see as bulls? And using just regular charting and things like that I do, I want to see this break of the 50-day MA to come back and then give me this entry when we come back for that retest. So there's a trade here, okay, but it's a setup we have to wait for. Sometimes if you want to be long, I know it doesn't make sense to everybody, especially if you're a new trader, but sometimes if you want to be long, you actually have to buy it at a higher price than what it is now, just to make sure that it's doing what you want it to do. So the plan here is to let this METIS break this 50-day moving average, and on that pullback and retest, which is going to be a little bit higher up, is going to be where you can possibly grab your entries here for the long. Now I want to show you a little trick I used here with SPEL. And if you guys remember the show, I used 𝗖𝗓𝗒𝗟 on the show for the SPEL trade. Okay, unfortunately it took a little bit long to play out, but this SPEL trade never actually hit the stop losses that we gave you guys. And this is what's happened now to SPEL in the end. The original trade, we were sitting in this region. It was ranging in a tight little range, and we were saying it looks like there's a move coming here at some point, and it looks like an explosive move. But we were, as it turns out, we were a little bit too early, because they played in this little range for a very long time. But what I want to show you here is using 𝗖𝗓𝗒𝗟. Now that link is in the description, guys. Using 𝗖𝗓𝗒𝗟, it's a very simple method. They've got something called weekly pivots. These are the yellow lines. And a lot of the times when these tokens blow above these weekly pivots, they come with quite violent moves. And you can see we also have this turquoise here is this daily pivot, or this light blue is the daily pivot. And what happened here was SPEL started pushing up into this weekly pivot and reclaimed the daily pivot, and that was sign number one that we might have some action here on SPEL. So look what they did here. First move, once they reclaimed this daily pivot, so they pushed up, they came back, they reclaimed the daily pivot, and then they sent this thing, and it blew through the weekly. And once it's blown through that weekly, well, then it's just tickets. And SPEL has absolutely ripped. So for those 𝗖𝗓𝗒𝗟 users in the chats, let us know your experience with it so far. But I know there's a couple of guys here that use 𝗖𝗓𝗒𝗟. I know some of the guys tag me on Twitter actually that use some of this 𝗖𝗓𝗒𝗟 stuff. And here it is now. I'm going to just use 𝗖𝗓𝗒𝗟 on this METIS chart. And one of the things we look for on 𝗖𝗓𝗒𝗟 is a very tight weekly pivot or a very tight daily pivot. What I mean is you want these lines to be very, very close together. The tighter they are, often tells us that we might have a slightly more explosive move. And here is METIS. And I found this very interesting. Look at this. We've just reclaimed. I'm going to zoom in for you now. Okay, so using 𝗖𝗓𝗒𝗟𝗒, okay, we've just reclaimed this daily pivot. Okay, so we've got a tight little daily pivot. You can see they're dancing around this area at the moment. Okay, so this was the first step to reclaim this daily pivot. So that's nice. Now you can see this yellow line here. Now, believe it or not, this is not one yellow line. This is 3 yellow lines. It's so tight and so squeezed together here that it looks like one. So I'm going to zoom in here for you so you can see what's going on. But we've got the tightest weekly pivot I've ever seen, okay, using 𝗥𝗓𝗒𝗟. Okay, there it is. Okay, there's your weekly pivot right now. So what we're looking for, and how that ties into my normal TA that I use, is we want to see it break this weekly pivot to give us this potential entry. So let's wait for METIS. Okay, step 1, we've reclaimed the daily. Okay, step 2, when it starts breaking this yellow line, which is actually 3 yellow lines, that means we're reclaiming that weekly pivot. Then we're going to really look for that action. And our first move for METIS, we're looking at a target here of about 96, just for that first little move to get it going. And then if we zoom out, you're going to see we've got a nice little trend break here. And then we could have some bigger targets coming for METIS, and we'll see how it plays out. But we could have about a 38% move here on METIS. And yeah, look, I've got 𝗘𝗡𝗘𝗧 on my show tomorrow, and I know he's a massive fan. He's a massive fan of Vitalik's mom and METIS. So, you know, we'll discuss this tomorrow. We'll see his thoughts on it. I know he's super bullish on METIS. He's probably long already, or long and strong. But we'll get his views tomorrow. So maybe METIS is pumping by tomorrow, and then we can tackle it a little bit more. Okay, let's see what else we got. PYTH. Let's look at this PYTH update. And this is where we were yesterday. Okay, so no real changes other than Simon being super bullish on PYTH. And we did have a bleed out today in general on a lot of these tokens. And PYTH actually held really nicely. It was one of the more bullish ones. So again, the plan is very simple. As you know, I am in a PYTH position at the moment. And we grabbed it in this box yesterday. And right now, I'm just going to sit and we're going to sit and wait to see what happens, because the real move for us is going to be when PYTH blows this trend. So if you guys are in the PYTH trade from yesterday, there's nothing you need to do right now. You can just sit and wait. And, you know, our real move is going to come now when we break this trend. And when we reclaim that trend, and we're going to send that thing, and that is where we can start adding to our position. So right now, PYTH traders, keep your eyes on this line. This is a trend line we're going to watch now, and but it's a good start. You know, PYTH is very bullish at the moment with all this airdrops, all the airdrop narratives and things like that. And yeah, so it's looking quite good. With regards to stop losses and things like that, I haven't really changed my stop. You know, my exit point is still loss of this 0.5239 region. But if you are up, and you probably are up a few percent here on PYTH, what you can do is well, you probably up, you know, if you caught the lows, you're up about 6.5%. If you caught the middle of the box, you're up 4.5%. So what you can do is start raising your stops to de-risk a little bit, okay? Because remember, you don't want to now be in profit on a trade, and then you go out and you go for dinner and you come home and they've come and they've sent you to hell, and they've stopped you out, and you were 4% up, but now you've taken a stop of 3% and got absolutely rinsed. So, you know, options there for you. Raise your stop or take a little bit of profit on it at the moment just to de-risk a touch. But the real move for us hasn't even started. The real move for us is going to be break of this trend, and that's where we can get excited. So for me, it's do nothing right now for PYTH other than wait for this break and get some action. And PJ says, who's not a fan of Vitalik's mom? I'm loving Vitalik's mom. She must just pump her bags. And I'm not talking about those fun bags. I'm talking about the bags of METIS she needs to pump. Ray, what's going on there? Mr. Lorraine says, Kyle's trying to be Vitalik's stepdad. I'm sure he'd like that. I'm sure he'd love that. Okay, let's see who else is in the chat. Javier says, please update link. Javier, there's no changes to link. Looking good, sitting nicely, and yeah, looking good. LC Cat says, always appreciate your due diligence. Okay, well, I've got something for you guys. You can do your own due diligence. I've got a little project for you, and this isn't normally my game. I do the charts and all these things. I'm not like a airdrop human, but these guys were getting pumped in the newsroom and in the research call and the research groups, and it's Chaos as well was getting very excited about this little project. So I thought I'll just give this to you. It's called grass.io. Okay, and basically what it is you sharing your bandwidth or something along those lines, and you're earning points. And once you're earning points, then they're going to give you an airdrop of tokens and all these type of things. Sorry, I'm just laughing at those comments. Yeah, you know. Well, Ben says Ray looks like Stevie Wonder, and Lichter says pump her fun bags. Okay, so guys, do your own research. Do your own research on this. Okay, I've just had a quick look over. I know Chaos likes this thing. I sent it to him today. He replied, I love this thing. And, you know, I'm guessing that means he likes it. So, yeah, do your own research, obviously. But basically what it does is uses your bandwidth. You earn points for using the fucking internet or something along those lines. And, you know, maybe you're going to make some money on an airdrop or things like that. But again, do your own research. And yeah, could be something fun if you like airdrops. And guys, if you love airdrops, okay, in Sniper Club, we have our own airdrop section. Chaos is working his ass off in there, dropping you guys airdrop alpha. The guys are printing money in there. He's giving you the steps. He's telling you, he's holding your hand through the process. He's taking you through it. Okay, so if you want to test it out, join the Sniper Club. Just the airdrop stuff alone is going to be worth the subscription there to be in the Sniper Club. I can assure you that the guy is working very hard in there. And if there's any Sniper Club guys in the chats here using the airdrops, just you know, pipe up in the chats here. Let us know. Let us know that you guys are getting the value there from Simon. Okay, next one I want to bring to your attention is Okay, Celestia update, because that was another trade we had yesterday. Okay, so again, same principle as PYTH, nothing's changed here. We got a banger entry yesterday. If this market turns bullish this weekend, well, then you're a trading god, because we nailed the entries yesterday, and you can wave your P&Ls around if the market turns green. And, if the market turns red and they want to come and end us, well, now's your opportunity to raise your stop and de-risk your trade, so you can say, oh, well, I didn't lose anything. So you can look at that option, and or you can take a little bit of profit. We have had a bit of a pump here. Load shedding has just kicked in. I've lost my screen. Just give me 1 second. It will be back in a second. It's very nice. When they come in load shedding. For those of you that don't know, they basically turn off the power here because these guys haven't maintained the power stations in 30 years. So, they rather, instead of maintaining the power stations and actually spending money on it, they buy cars and they do all things for their friends and whatever. Then they neglected the power. So now, we have power issues in this country. Okay, here we are. So this is PYTH at the moment. What did we get? We got a nice little bounce. So far, we've had a maximum bounce of about 6% today. Right now, it's only about 2.7% up, but you can see why this is an interesting zone. And you can see it's held really nicely in spite of this Bitcoin pullback earlier today. So eyes on this level. This is a big area for us. And, if Celestia is dipping into this region while BTC is dropping, you just want to keep your eyes on dominance. If that dominance is falling while BTC is pulling back, it means these alts are trying to fight and hold their existing levels. And it might be an indicator to you that they're going to reverse at any point in time. So watch this box for Celestia. Nothing has changed here. If it does dip into this box, it's another entry opportunity until proven otherwise. So call it 16.75, anywhere down to about 16.6 is an entry opportunity for Celestia. And the deeper your entry and tighter your entry, the lower your risk, the lower your stop risk. You can see right now, if you grab your entry in the middle of the box and you exit at loss or candle close under this region here, you're probably at about 1.5% risk, which is next to nothing for a potential long there. Okay, let's see what else is happening here. 𝗬𝗘𝗘𝗘 says he just came out of his load shedding. He knows about load shedding here. This is, the South Africans, we hang out together here. Okay, this is another one I've got for you, Ape. So there's a little bit of bullish news coming out for Ape again. And, I just want to say, don't sleep on this Ape coin. They've got their shit together. They've sorted it out. There's a lot happening there. And this token's been lagging. And I know some of the guys at METIS, they're another big metaverse business. And, METIS, check them out. And they are quite bullish on Ape coin. And I thought I'd bring you this chart again. I know I've shown you this chart, but it's just hanging around and it's doing its thing. So the last time we spoke about it, we were looking at this 200-day moving average and 50-day MA as our support region for Ape. And we had a nice little push on the current bullish news. And now you can see Ape has actually broken this weekly trend. And we've had quite a few touches on this trend. So we know it's quite a strong trend for us for Ape coin. And it's come back and it's retested this 382 nicely. So right now for me, support for ApeCoin 1.64. That's a big area for us to look at now. Any pullbacks down to 1.64 looks like it should hold for us on Ape. If it doesn't hold, it means they're gonna send us lower to this 1.49, 1.50 region where we've got the 50-day MA, the 200-day MA, and the 618. Okay, so we know our solid zones. But if you're interested in Ape and you're looking for a potential mover over the next few months and something that could give some results here, we've got a couple of huge targets that could play out. So I just want to bring this to your attention one more time. We've got a weekly trend break. We've got that high. That first high is 48% away. If we take out that next region, we take out that candle, it's 90% away on ApeCoin. So eyes on these areas. I've got myself a little bag of Ape. It's a very low margin position, and it's just ticking along. And, for me, if we lose the 200-day MA and the 50-day MA on a lot of these altcoins, then it means this market is in such shit. And we are really getting hurt out there. So, I'm banking on the fact that Ape's going to hold the 200-day, the 50-day MA if it has to. If we pressured into it and we force down, I'm making that assumption. So I've just been building some small, margin positions here, 3x, 5x, that type of thing. Okay, what else we got? Fahad says Ray with goggles. PJ Fox says Stevie and Banterverse. Jockey says, who's the stone guy that keeps popping up? The guy's playing games on, I don't know what he's doing there. I actually don't know what exactly he's doing there, but I need one of those things. Okay, next one I've got for you. Here's a meme coin. This was a meme coin. When? W-E-N. Okay. If you're interested in meme coins, I am doing a DGen section tomorrow. I've got Kyle on my show, and I've got an OG guy. Like, he's one of the original like SHIB guys coming onto my show tomorrow. Okay, the guy did something like 1 million X. Okay, I'm bringing him on tomorrow with Kyle Chassis. We're going to talk meme coins and things like that. But I just thought I'd show you this WEN chart just in case. Okay, just in case something happens here with WEN, before tomorrow arrives, I want to just be able to say that I told you guys about it. So what I would say for WEN, you can see what's going on here. This is a 4-hour chart. We've got a nice little downtrend, looking quite good at the moment, pushing in the downtrend. The last few times we've hit that area, we've rejected. Okay, so option 1, WEN rejects down into the main area of interest for us. That's our main bounce zone we're looking at here for WEN. Multiple zeros, 734. Okay, that's a hot zone. If we reject again, so you can see what they've done, 1, 2, 3, and potentially a 4th one. Okay, so that is a buy zone down there at 0, multiple zeros and 734, and then possibly a move coming here on WEN. Now you're going to track this trend, bulls. You want to look for this break. You want to see a nice solid break here on WEN, and then you're going to pick up your support zone. So we're just looking for something like that. We just want to confirm that this horizontal becomes support after a little break there. So WEN, eyes on this one at the moment. Let it break up first. Let's confirm some support at this 869 level, and then we can maybe get a little bit of WEN action. And we're going to take out things like the 0.1 level and the 0.11 level. So that is the plan at the moment. So you either just let it pop this trend, so eyes on that, or you're looking for buys and that dip into that 618 region. But both are potentially bullish areas here, and both could print a little bit for you guys if we do get those that reaction that we want. Schemo says DYDX has bounced off the 50. Okay, now I've got DYDX for you. I've got it. Here it is. Okay, so again, I just want to bring this to your attention again. I know you guys, we had a laugh about DYDX because I was married to DYDX. It was basically, I was just like obsessed with it. But here it is again. DYDX chain trading volume is now past $40 billion. Okay, now how does that translate in the chart? Well, look, my assumption here is they're making money. Okay, things are happening. When there's a rotation, or when it's time for DYDX to pump, it will pump. And I'm just bringing this to your attention again. So even Schemo here in the chats is saying it's just bounced off the 50. Okay, so here it is. Okay, here's DYDX bouncing off the 50. Okay, that's your 50-day moving average. And this is a weekly support region. So what I've got here for you, weekly support, look at that. We've got a break of weekly horizontals. Okay, and it's come back and it's retested on weekly. So we know this is a nice strong weekly zone. And we've also got the 50-day moving average just sitting underneath it. So let's just clean this up. And that gives us support for you, roundabout 2.8. Okay, so if we lose this 2.8 region, that is your exit zone number 1. Okay, that's the first area you would look to start cutting this DYDX. Now, this is a nice little long-term potential play here that you don't want to think about every day. You want to look at it every day, panicking, getting annoyed about it. It's like that 𝗔𝗟𝗘𝗘 trade that I've been in since, when was it? Since November. I'm still sitting in that 𝗔𝗟𝗘𝗘 trade that I gave you guys. And, I just think about it less. Stick it away in a spot, put it away in a 3X, something along those lines. Check in every month or so and see how it's going. But this is your exit number 1. If you lose this 50-day moving average at 2.8, okay, if that candle closes underneath, it most likely means DYDX wants to come to the 200-day moving average and weekly horizontal. So you can see this is a big region here for us as well. 2.5, another huge area. Okay, so 2 big areas. So option 1 is you can buy a spot here, and if there's a pullback onto the 200-day, you can add, you can buy more. If you're trading 3x margin, you could do the same strategy if you wanted to. Otherwise, if you are looking at a different strategy there, lose the 50-day, you jump out. Okay, so your risk would be, I'm going to show you the upside shortly. Your risk would be for this move about, let's get that right, about 4.8%. Okay, if you close under the 50-day moving average, you jump out. It means things are looking a bit sad. And if you want to close under the 200-day moving average, your risk is about 15%. So those are your options. And then upside, look, I don't want to get too dramatic here, and I don't want this to look too dramatic for DYDX, but here are the potential targets. Okay, it's a 280% potential move, but it could take a long time to play out. And you know, for me, I would be happy if we can just get to 4.3. Maybe if we get to 6.8 even, we'll be dancing around, celebrating, waving our P&Ls and things like that. So those are the two upsides. But I mean, it's a massive risk reward trade here of 20 if you really do make that upside. If you take the TP2 here, it's about 8. And if you take TP1, it's about a 2.6 risk reward. So yeah, I just like DYDX as a big play for us. Okay, let's see what else, guys. I've got so much content. I'm really like blowing through this time here. Yeah, sorry guys, I just got so much to share with you, and I get super excited. So update on Solana, nothing's really changed. We had a strong bounce off that 50-day moving average. You can see it's recovered quite nicely, and if the market's going to stay bullish, then you know, Sol needs to keep printing these higher lows here. So we just want to keep this sort of movement happening here for Solana. So your big support marker, if things really shit themselves here, you're going to lose this. You're probably going to lose 100. Okay, so 100 is a nice solid area that you want to look at. 100 on the button here as support for Sol. That's the 50-day moving average. That's the yesterday's lows. If we start closing under yesterday's lows, the market is dark. The market is bad. Then we're going to pick up Sol. Don't forget 94. Hopefully you've marked that on your charts. I've got stink bids on AVAX I think it was 34, and I've got stink bids at Sol at 94, just in case. Okay, I have it ready there. So if they come for us, I'm looking for that 618 bounce on Sol as an emergency play. Okay, let's see what else we got. Jeez, guys, I've got so much stuff. Oh, last one, Beam. Okay, now I've got two more for you. Okay, bullish news out of Beam. Lots happening there as well. Just announcement after announcement. The guys are just loving this Beam token. So I just thought, let me just bring it to you. I know I owe you guys a massive gaming show that I can cover. So, you know, I'm speaking to Hustle as well. I'll try and get involved there with him somehow. I've even got a list of gaming charts here that I'm building for you guys, and we can go through, we can smash all of these in one single show, and just make sure you guys are all covered on your daily chart. So I am prepping something like that for you. So just bullish news on Beam, what you're looking at, big resistance zone at the moment. Okay, so if you're buying this, you've got to look out. You are at a resistance area here, 0.036. Okay, you are watching that right now. But what do we like about Beam? It's in a rising trend. The market is bullish. We like the vibe here. So let's see how it goes. Areas of interest, this 382, exactly where it is right now. So that's 0.034. I really like 618 at 0.0325. So if we get anything along these lines, that could be a buy for us. Okay, because the bulls are saying this move is going to continue. Okay, the bulls are saying we want to ride this thing higher, and the play then would be to look for the squeeze type pattern that we love so much. So you get that move back, then we push up, and then you get the pop, and then that retest. Okay, so that's the potential plan here for Beam at the moment. So big level to watch is the 618, 0.0325. If we lose that, okay, it means we're losing our fun line, and Beam is coming down. So always a big moment when we get to the fun line. And, you know, it separates the bulls and the bears there quite nicely. Cyclone says going to need some good hopium at 94 for Sol. Okay, last one. Welsh. Okay, here's the dog, guys. The first dog on Bitcoin. I mean, Gustavo from the research. I'm gonna get this Gustavo on my show. The guy's an absolute vegan. I mean, he's a savage. Okay, and he loves this. He loves this Welsh coin. And here it is. Okay, so there was a massive sell-off today. They had a 28% dump. Now remember, these tokens, they can just pump and dump all the time. Okay, 25% candle here. It happened in like a minute, 2 minutes. It just collapsed. Okay, but it was bought up very quickly. And Welsh is now the first dog on Bitcoin. And you know, for me, it makes sense. You got to own the dogs, and I like this dog Welsh. So areas to watch for Welsh. If you're interested, we are in a rising trend. But what I would keep my eyes on right now, 382. Here's our support. You can see they bought this up very quickly here for now. So looking good here. Welsh support 0052 is a big area, and then the big boss here, the big zone that we need to watch, 00378. If you get that opportunity here, that's where I'm buying more Welsh and adding to my bags. And hopefully that dog is not going to send us to absolute zero. Right. We've covered everything. Okay. Guys, that was fun. Again, like smash this. We've just done 53 minutes of just savage talking. But I had fun. I hope you guys had a good time. Tomorrow, 𝗘𝗡𝗘𝗘𝗧, I've got a DGen coming with me. We're obviously going to look at a couple of levels. So I'm going to pick 3 or 4 of our major altcoins because that should tee us up for the weekend or prep us for the weekend. If the weekend's going to be bad, well, I'm going to help you. And if the weekend's going to be good, we're going to make sure you know where you are on some of those major coins. If you like all these charts that I do, you can join the Sniper Club. I updated actually 25 charts today in Sniper Club. I update them every day, levels, ideas, setups, all these things. You have access to those 24/7 in Sniper Club if you want to get involved there. And look, tomorrow, DGen, meme show, and a mix of our regular tokens. So it's going to be super fun. It's going to be super wild, I hope. And hopefully there's bangers. Last week, we got an average of about a 50% return on some of the meme coins that we called. So hopefully we get similar results. Ted, I must address Ted here. Ted, don't be like that, bro. Okay. There's a lot of people in the comments that after the show that complain about the music. Ted, we like the music here. I've actually turned it down a little bit for you guys. So don't be like that, Ted. It's annoying that you're annoyed. You know what I mean? We like the music. We like the vibe. You know, maybe we can mute it or something. Ray likes the music, you know. But Ted, the content's good. We have a good time here, you know. Everyone just wants to have fun. Okay, so don't be like that. You know, Sabina here says, I want to lick Dylan's eyeballs. SV says the music is the inspiration. You see, okay, so guys, everyone just chill. Okay, everyone must just have fun. We're here to have fun. That's what we want to do. Okay, have a great evening. Good luck out there. Hopefully the market plays the right game, and we're smiling tomorrow. You guys.